Time now for the morning rush.
We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. A mostly sunny sky over the state today. We do have a cold front, though, moving in over the northeast. You're not going to see it on radar, but we will be picking up the winds overnight and into tomorrow. A few spot showers possible out west on Friday. More rain chances to come overnight Friday into Saturday. David?
As you get ready to head out the door, we are following the day's top local stories. We start with Fernanda Lopez live at Highland High School. Fernanda?
APD is looking into possible charges after they say an argument between two men here at Highland High yesterday ended in gunfire. A warning, some of the video is graphic. Police say the two men were waiting to pick up kids when school was letting out yesterday. Witness video shows one man hitting a pickup truck with a bat. He's seen following another man with that bat in hand. Then video shows him swinging at someone on the ground. Moments later, gunshots can be heard. The man with the bat appears to have been the one shot. Police say he has minor wounds, while mom says the school failed to keep her daughter safe during all of this in the 5 Facts. Crystal?
And of course, we'll stay on top of the very latest when it comes to this incident right outside of Highland High School for the very latest. And if someone is charged, stick with us here on KRQE News 13.
Happening now, a child and 2 adults are recovering this morning after deputies say a woman in a stolen SUV crashed into their truck. Deputies say they tried to pull over the woman at Avenida Cesar Chavez near Bridge, but she did not stop. They say she ended up at Broadway and Bell, where she crashed into the truck. She fled the scene but was eventually arrested. Her name has not been released.
Happening today, the woman accused of murdering her boyfriend's elderly aunt is expected back in court after being released earlier this week. Today, a judge could decide on the state's request to hold Ivan Jaramillo without bond. Greg Smith and his girlfriend Jaramillo are charged with murdering 86-year-old Josefina Ortega inside her home. Police say evidence found at the scene linked the couple to the crime.
Happening now, an investigation will likely get underway this morning to figure out how a Bernalillo County deputy's cruiser caught on fire. It happened Tuesday night right after a SWAT situation wrapped up. We're told the deputy was still on duty at the time and was able to get most of his gear out of the car before it went up in flames. The sheriff's office did not say whether it suspects foul play.
We're looking ahead for you. CYFD sending letters this week to the state's 750 child care centers about its new Pool Together initiative. The packets of information explain how to identify signs of abuse or neglect and then how to report it. That's done by calling #SAFE, which directs them right to the CYFD's call center.
The PED is pushing to have more authority over teacher development programs. According to the Albuquerque Journal, the rule would require the program to align with PED standards. Future teachers in those programs would also have to undergo observations by the PED using the state's teacher evaluation system. Now, the PED would score the programs every year based on those results. A public hearing on the matter is set for next Tuesday at 9 a.m. in Santa Fe.
Speaking of educators, Arizona teachers plan to walk off the job today. They say they're taking a stand against low salaries and overcrowded classrooms. Many of them have already held protests ahead of the strike. This comes after strikes in Oklahoma over teacher pay and funding were resolved.
New this morning, Russia is reportedly backing its ally Syria. This is all following that missile attack conducted by the U.S. The Russian military indicated it will soon supply the Syrian government with a sophisticated missile air defense system. It's not clear with what type of missiles or when it could be in place. The U.S. strikes were in retaliation to a suspected chemical weapons attack in Syria that killed more than 40 people.
Breaking news for you this hour. President Trump's pick to head the Department of Veterans Affairs has withdrawn his name for nomination. Navy Rear Admiral Ronny Jackson has decided to withdraw from consideration amid a barrage of allegations of prior misconduct. According to a list compiled by Senate Democrats, Jackson allegedly provided a large supply of pain pills to White House military office staffer. He's also accused of crashing a government car while drunk. Again, these allegations have not been substantiated.
Happening now, a former California police officer is in custody for allegedly carrying out a slew of murders and rapes in the 1970s and 80s. 72-year-old Joseph James D'Angelo was arrested at his home on Wednesday after DNA allegedly linked him to some of the murders. The suspected Golden State Killer is expected to be arraigned on murder charges in Sacramento Friday. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index at a 6, looking at those strong winds coming in late tonight and continuing through early Friday morning. That's a cold front pushing through. Expect those East Canyon winds to get up to about 50 miles per hour when it comes to the gusts. Sarah?
For the past several weeks, pigeons and even owls have been running into the assessor's office, leaving huge prints on the windows like this one. Assessor's office officials say it happens almost every year at this time. Officials say they've also been seen pecking and fighting their own reflection. They add that this is usually happening during the spring and the summer. Officials say there's always a possibility of this happening with any window or building, but they say they're now working with county facilities to see what can be done. Crystal?
On to new news this morning. The secondary elevators at Carlsbad Caverns are back in service. They had been out of service since March 26th when one of the cars became stuck some 740 feet below the surface. Visitors trapped inside. Crews had to go rescue them. Officials say the outage was because of a worn traveling cable. The cable's since been replaced.
The Gathering of Nations powwow begins tomorrow at Tingley Coliseum. The first grand entry of dancers is tomorrow at noon. New this year, you can see a Native American horse and rider parade down Main Street. That will happen on both Friday at 5 p.m. and on Saturday at 4 p.m. We're going to follow this year's Gathering of Nations from start to finish, both on air and on KRQE.com.
Time now for a check on your Thursday morning commute. No major crashes or slowdowns out there this morning. Looking pretty good across the city. We'll keep eyes on that throughout the day.
Here's some good news for you on this Thursday morning. Stuffed animals collected by Lobo fans will soon put smiles on the faces of children. During basketball season, Lobo fans were asked to bring stuffed animals to a few games. Fans tossed those animals right out to the center court. They were collected, a lot of them collected. 300 stuffed animals have now been donated by the men's basketball team. They'll be kept in patrol cars for kids or given to families in need.
And finally, what says cute and adorable like video of baby pandas? An animal park in China has officially named its latest 2 panda cubs yesterday, 6 months after the pair was born. The male panda cub is named Xioi Bao and the female is named Qin Gin Chu. The pair have been star attractions at the park since they were born. In order to name them, the park recently launched an online campaign to solicit ideas from the public.
They're
adorable.
so adorable.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my goodness.
All right, it's time now for the 5 facts.
At number 5, here's something interesting. Newly discovered fossils show ancient humans at White Sands National Monument once hunted and fought giant sloth-like creatures. It might sound like science fiction, but a new study reports scientists have uncovered the sloth's fossilized footprints, and inside of those, human footprints. Researchers say it shows humans follow closely behind, possibly even stalking the sloths during a hunt.
Number 4 now, police sending out a warning to drivers as they continue searching for a violent panhandler in the Northeast Heights. Officers say this man caused expensive damage to several vehicles after drivers would not give him money. One car owner says they're looking at more than $1,000 worth of repairs, making this crime a felony. If caught, he could be sent to jail, but officers say the man likely needs mental help.
At number 3, warmer temperatures in most locations today. Albuquerque nearing 80 degrees underneath the sunny sky, but there's a cold front moving in. Northeast New Mexico getting the winds and the cooler temperatures first. Albuquerque, we see the winds later on tonight and the cooler temperatures tomorrow, with showers to follow by Saturday.
At number 2, a big update. 10 bills vetoed by the governor are now law. After the state Supreme Court invalidated the vetoes, the court ruled in favor. Ruled Martinez broke constitutional law in 2017 by failing to explain the reasons behind her vetoes to lawmakers. Now, lawmakers fought the vetoes, saying each bill has its own unique benefits for the state. Some include expanded access to high-speed internet and the legalization of industrial hemp programs. The court's decision resolves a year-long dispute. For more on each bill that's law, you can go to KRQE.com.
And that brings us to number 1 now. APD is still looking into if and who could face charges after they say 2 parents got into a fight on the campus of Highland High. That fight escalated to a bat being used and a gun being shot. And while that was going on, the school was placed on lockdown. This morning, the mother of 2 students is upset with the school over how she says they handled the situation, saying one of her teen daughters was locked outside the front of the school during the lockdown. The mom says her daughter was left vulnerable at a time when authorities or students did not know if a gunman was on the loose. All that was known at the time was that a gun had been fired.